Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use a glycolic acid toner. Now at first I do want to go over some important information, and then I want to share with you a step-by-step application on my face so that you can see it visually when trying this out at home. Now, glycolic acid is an AHA, an alpha-hydroxy acid, which helps to exfoliate the skin. So you're working with an exfoliating acid toner. And glycolic acid can help to loosen dead skin cells on the skin surface, which can help you to improve conditions like dullness, fine lines and wrinkles, textured skin, sun-damaged skin, and overall surface hyperpigmentation. And it can be used on all skin types, but it's especially great if you have dry skin, since it can help you to increase hydration within the skin. And so when working with your glycolic acid toner, you can use it in the morning and or evening. However, since it is an exfoliating acid product, it is preferred to be used in your evening routine, since it can make the skin sensitive to the sun. Either way, if you're now planning on using your glycolic acid toner during daytime, like in your morning routine, then it would look the following. You're going to get started with washing your face with a suitable and gentle cleanser for your skin type and needs that should be able to remove any excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin. Your gentle cleanser should not dry out the skin nor irritate the skin. And please avoid using exfoliating acid cleansers in general, as you can see right here a few examples, since we're already using glycolic acid that helps to exfoliate the skin. So we do want to avoid irritation. And I'm talking specifically about exfoliating acid cleanser where they do mention a specific percentage. I'm not talking about exfoliating acid cleansers where you only can see salicylic, lactic or glycolic acid on the very bottom row of the ingredients list, because this is being used to adjust the pH of your product. So stick to a gentle cleanser. Once you're done with washing your face, you then are going to move on and apply your glycolic acid toner all over your face and neck. And then you're going to move on to either a moisturizer with SPF or your regular sunscreen, which depends on your skin type and your preference. Either way, one thing that won't change is sun protection is key during daytime to protect the skin, not only from the sun rays in general, but because glycolic acid makes the skin sensitive to the sun. So sun protection is important. However, if you're now planning on using your glycolic acid in your evening routine, then again you're going to get started with washing your face with a gentle cleanser for your skin type and needs. You can either stick to the same one that you use in the morning, or if you have a stubborn sunscreen, you're wearing makeup throughout the day, then it's important to switch the cleanser to a gentle cleanser that's able to break down your sunscreen and makeup so that you will have a freshly washed and clean face. An example would be balm cleansers. And after that, you're going to move on and apply your glycolic acid toner all over your face and neck, and then either leave it as it is, or if you should feel the need, move on to a moisturizer that's suitable for your skin type and needs and apply it all over. In the evening is no sunscreen needed. So this would be an example of a morning and evening routine when including your glycolic acid toner. However, if you only want to use your glycolic acid toner in your evening routine, you still need to make sure that the next day when waking up that you're going to wash your face with a cleanser that's suitable for your skin type and needs, and that you're wearing sun protection during daytime. So those 2 points are still important to do even though you're not using your glycolic acid toner during daytime. So those are just a few examples. If you want to go over them in your own time, I'm going to link them in the description box down below so that you can use it as a guide if you find them helpful. Now, once you understand how you're going to adjust the routine when using your glycolic acid toner, before you're going to apply it to your face, it is important to do a patch test on your upper forearm to see if any sensitivity occurs. If you want to know how you can do a patch test, I have a video for you in the top right corner. If you should have glycolic acid toner from a different brand, go ahead and switch it, but still the steps will remain the same on how you're going to do a patch test. And after that, once you're done with the patch test, everything went well, then you can go ahead and include your glycolic acid toner in your skincare routine. Now, one more thing that I do want to emphasize is the frequency, since you can get glycolic acid toners in different strengths. And you can say the higher the strength, the more you need to be careful on how often you're going to use it throughout the week, otherwise it may lead to irritation, which of course depends on the overall formulation of your glycolic acid toner and your skin needs and your skin tolerance. But as a general guide, start off by using it once per day, 2 to 3 times per week. Do this for a few weeks weeks to see how this frequency will work out for you. And if you should feel the need, you can go ahead and increase the frequency over time so that you're going to use it more often throughout the week. If you want to know more how you can properly adjust the frequency when working with the glycolic acid toner, I have a specific video for you in the top right corner, which I recommend checking out before getting started and using it daily on your skin, because we want to avoid irritation but just getting the benefits out of it. And so once you understand that it is important to adjust your skincare routine accordingly to when you're going to use it, then the patch test and the frequency, I'm now going to get started with the overall application that I want to share with you so that you can see it visually. And I'm going to do this now above the sink. However, if you want to use, of course, your cleanser in the shower as well, then you can use your cleanser in the shower, and then once you're done in the shower, pat the skin dry and then move on with the rest of your skincare routine. So again, first step is going to be washing your face with a gentle cleanser for your skin type and needs that does not dry out nor irritate the skin. And I'm going to do this above the sink. And I have two examples right here of a daily gentle cleanser as well as a cleanser that can help you to break down sunscreen and makeup. So as an example, I have Paula's Choice Perfectly Natural Cleansing Gel, which is a great daily gentle cleanser suitable for all skin types. And it's able to break down any excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin. So this would be a great morning cleanser. However, again, if you have a stubborn sunscreen, you have one makeup throughout the day that you want to remove with your cleanser, then another example would be the Ordinary Squalane Cleanser, which is great for all skin types as well. And it can break down everything in one go to make sure that everything comes off and that there's no residue left. So again, depending on your sunscreen and makeup that you have worn throughout the day, you may need to adjust the cleanser in your evening. But either way, stick to a gentle cleanser. Now I'm going to stick to Paula's Choice Perfectly Natural Cleansing Gel as an example. If you're using a different one that works really well for you, go ahead and stick to that one. Just make sure that you're going to read on the back of the packaging on how you're going to use your cleanser, since the directions may change depending on the cleanser that you're using, so that you can wash your face properly. And so in this example, I need to wet my skin at first. So the first step is going to be wetting my face, neck and hands with lukewarm water to warm water, and then apply the cleanser onto wet skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Then go ahead and either use about 1 to 2 pumps, or about a coin size amount of your cleanser in the palm of your hand. Use it between your hands and evenly massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. So, and now go ahead and rinse it off with lukewarm water to warm water. In case you should have troubles removing the cleanser properly from the skin, I recommend using a fresh and soft washcloth which you can wet, and this can help you to remove the cleanser a bit better. Now go ahead and take a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. So once you're done with washing your face, you can immediately move on to the next step, which is applying your glycolic acid toner to your face. Now, as a general guide, you can apply it all over your face and neck, but please make sure to not use it on top of your eyelids. Please do not get it into your eyes, nor use it on top of your lips, nor get it into your mouth. If that should be the case, immediately rinse it with water. Now, depending on the glycolic acid toner that you're using, I highly recommend reading on the back of the packaging if you can use it on the eye contour, or if they do specifically tell you please avoid the eye contour. If they do tell you that you should avoid the eye contour, do so. I recommend following that specific guide. If they just tell you avoid the eye area, this means do not get it too close to the actual lower lash line, and still avoid using it on top of the eyelids, but you may be able to use it on the eye contour. But overall, if you already know know that you have a sensitive eye area, that you have a sensitive eye contour, please avoid that area, because we are working with an exfoliating acid toner, which won't make the situation any better if you have already sensitive skin on that space right here. If that shouldn't be the case, and they do not really tell you that you should avoid the eye contour, you can go ahead and apply it on the eye contour, but just make sure to not get it too close to the actual eye. That's all what I can tell you to make sure to avoid irritation and that it works best for you when applying it. And so when working with a glycolic acid toner, they usually have like a small opening where you're going to dispense some product. And there are two ways on how you can apply it. Either apply it with a cotton pad, so that you're going to dispense the product onto the cotton pad, or apply it with the palm of your hands. Whatever way you prefer, go ahead and do so. There's no right or wrong, it's more about the preference. And so when working with a glycolic acid toner and you want to apply it with a cotton pad, I recommend using about a coin size amount. Please do not soak it up entirely, because then you will end up with too much product. You only should be able to gently swipe it across your face and neck, and it should feel slightly damp on the skin, not completely wet, because again this may lead to irritation because you have used too much product. So use about a coin size amount. If you feel like you aren't able to apply it like evenly all over, then you can always add a bit more, but generally speaking about a coin size amount should be a great guide, which you always can adjust, but so that you have a point on where you can get started. And then start swiping it across your face gently and evenly, so that you can cover the entire area and then it feels slightly damp on the skin, not wet, and then basically wait until the product has time to absorb into the skin. However, if you're now deciding on using it in the palm of your hand, usually you always need to use less product in the palm of your hands as you would do with a cotton pad. So if you're trying out both methods, then you usually would need to use a bit more on the cotton pad because it absorbs it. However, then reduce the amount when using it in the palm of your hand. So about a coin size amount, but still make sure to not overdo it. And then use it between your hands and gently and evenly apply it all over. So, and once you have applied it all over, it feels slightly damp. You were able to evenly apply it overall where you wanted the product to be, and it has time to absorb into the skin. It is able to fully absorb into the skin. Then this was about the right amount that you should stick to. However, if you feel like, first of all, I'm left with too much product, then by the next time reduce the amount of product that you have used. And if it should feel sticky on the skin, then reduce it by the next time as well, because if it feels sticky on the skin surface, this means that you have probably used too much. So when using it by the next time a little bit less, then this should feel less sticky on the skin. And again, it should feel slightly damp on the skin when applying it all over, and then give it about 30 seconds to a minute so that it has time to absorb into the skin, and then that's basically it. And once you have applied it, then you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. We're working with a glycolic acid toner, which are leave-on exfoliating acid toners. So when applying them, there's no need to wash them off after a certain amount of time. So if you're going to use it during daytime, you're going to leave it on the skin for the entire day. And when washing your face in the evening, this is when you're going to rinse it off. If you're using it in the evening, leave it on the skin for the entire night, and the next morning when washing your face anyway, you're going to rinse it off. So this is what I mean when I'm saying leaving it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. And once you're done with the application of your glycolic acid toner, if this is going to be your evening routine, then you can stop right here. There's no need to use a moisturizer afterwards if you do not feel the need of using a moisturizer afterwards. However, depending on your skin type and your needs and how it feels on the skin, and you say, well, I want to use a moisturizer afterwards, make sure that it works well for your skin type and needs and feels comfortable on the skin. And when using a moisturizer, use about a pea-size amount, like a more or less depending on your skin type, so that you have enough product that you can use it all over your face and neck. About that much. If you have a drier skin type, you can add a bit more to it so that you're able to apply it evenly all over your face on top of glycolic acid, and that you have an overall thin layer of your moisturizer over it, so that you also know how much you're going to use when working with a moisturizer. And then the moisturizer in your evening skincare routine is going to be your last step. However, I do not want to keep my focus on more so when it comes to the sunscreen, because it is important to protect the skin during daytime when working with a glycolic acid toner in general. And so again, either use a moisturizer with SPF or stick to a regular sunscreen. Whatever works best for you, whatever sunscreen or moisturizer with SPF you may have at home, one thing won't change, and this is how much you're going to use. So for your face and neck, use about half a teaspoon. If you want to blend it further down, use about 1 teaspoon, so that you can properly and evenly apply it to protect the skin during daytime when being exposed to the sun. So apply your moisturizer with SPF or regular sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure. If you do not have that much sun exposure, stick to an SPF of 15 or greater. If you're being outdoors for the entire day, like several hours, you're doing outdoor activities, you sweat a lot, where the sunscreen can move around, look for an SPF of 30 or greater, maybe a water-resistant sunscreen. But in case you should have sweat a lot, it has moved around or maybe wore off throughout the day, please don't forget to reapply it during the day to keep the protection going. And again, you only need sunscreen when being exposed to the sun. In the evening, there is no sunscreen needed. So those are the points that are important to know when working with a sunscreen. And in this example, I'm going to stick to a moisturizer with SPF. I'm going to use Paula's Choice Skin Restoring Moisturizer with an SPF of 50. And again, the amount of how much you're going to use does not change. So use about half a teaspoon for your face and neck. So about that much. Use it in the palm of your hand. The teaspoon is just a guide to give you an idea of how much sunscreen you would need to use. And then apply it evenly over your face and neck. If you should end up with having too much sunscreen or moisturizer with SPF, then you can blend it further down so that you can evenly basically distribute it. But for the next time, you know that you're going to reduce it a bit, because not everyone has the same size of face, neck and décolletage, so this can change a bit. However, if you feel like you have not used enough, then by the next time, please use a bit more so that you can properly and evenly cover the entire area. So, and once you have applied your sunscreen all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. Now, I do want to quickly remind you, in case you want to use those example routines that I showed earlier for you as a guide, I'm going to leave them in the description box down below where you can download them. And this is what I wanted to share with you on how you can use your glycolic acid toner when including it in your skincare routine. Now, if you find this video helpful and you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!